Imagine you are signing a contract for a new house. What do you use? A pen, paper, or a digital signature on your phone? Now imagine a contract where instead of a pen, you use a sword. And instead of ink, you use blood. In Genesis chapter 15, there is one of the most shocking scenes in the Bible. God tells Abraham to take animals, chop them completely in half, and lay the bloody pieces opposite each other on the ground. Then, a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch float right between them. Why would a loving God demand something that looks like a horror movie? When you understand what this ancient ritual means, it will completely change the way you look at God's love forever. To understand the drama, we have to look at how the story begins. God had just given Abraham an incredible promise: his descendants would be as numerous as the stars. But Abraham was old, childless, and practical. He asks a very honest question: "O Lord God, how am I to know that I shall possess it?" In other words, God, can we put this in writing? What I love about God is that he didn't get angry. Instead, he said, "All right, let's sign the contract." But he used the highest legal standard of the ancient world. In the ancient Near East, people didn't just make a contract. In Hebrew, the phrase is karat berit, which means to cut a covenant. If two tribal chiefs were making a treaty, they would slice these animals down the middle and separate the halves, creating a narrow, bloody pathway. Then, both partners would hold hands and walk down that path of blood together. This was a self-maledictory oath. By walking through, they were saying, "May I be slaughtered and split in two, just like these animals, if I fail to keep my end of this deal." If you broke your word, you forfeit your life. So, Abraham sets up the animals and waits. The sun sets, and suddenly, a deep, terrifying darkness falls over him. He falls into a supernatural trance and is completely paralyzed. He cannot move or walk down that path. Then, the big twist happens. Abraham opens his eyes in the dark and sees a smoking fire pot and a flaming torch passing between the pieces completely by itself. In the Bible, fire and smoke represent God's signature presence. God walked down that bloody path alone. Abraham was left on the sidelines. By walking through those pieces alone while Abraham slept, God was saying two incredible things. First, he was saying, "Abraham, this promise depends entirely on me, not on you. Your weakness and mistakes cannot break this contract, because I am the only one who signed it." It was a promise of pure grace. Second, and most profoundly, God was taking on the penalty for both sides. He was saying, "If this covenant is broken, even if your descendants break it, let the punishment fall on me. I will pay the price with my own life." My friends, this bloody path points directly to the cross of Jesus Christ. When humanity broke the covenant through sin, God didn't destroy us. He died.